What's good with Raider Nation, man? Good morning, everybody. I'm glad y'all already in the building. It's Victory Monday. Y'all know what it is, man. Good morning, Nation. Appreciate everybody being here. It's 8:45 Pacific Standard Time. We right on time today, man, for this Victory Monday because, look, it's rise and grind. Shout out to everybody on their way to work, on their way to school, on the way to the gym, whatever it is you do in the morning to get going. Appreciate y'all pulling up, man. But it is definitely a great Monday because it is Victory Monday. We got the dub yesterday. But most importantly, the team looked efficient. The team looked good, and it's a great feeling when we're able to get that dub. 2-4, moving forward. We have the Saints this week, but let's not move too forward. Let's talk about the game. Let's talk about the trade deadline because this week is the last week, y'all, before the trade deadline pops up. So we may see some people moving here. We may see some people moving there. So we don't know. We don't know yet, but I can't wait to see how this trade deadline works out. See if we pick up some players, see if we move some players, man. But shout out to everybody in the chat. Top of the morning to y'all, man. Appreciate y'all being here. We got Eric Delk in here. He was here early. But, hey, shout out to Delk. He says, damn right, start that shit right now for the dub. Raiders. Yes, sir, brother. Appreciate you always pulling up, showing support. Says, like the video for the Dub Nation. Our boys showed up and showed us this thing ain't over. Most definitely it ain't over. It is definitely not over. It's still early in the season. We're not even halfway through the season yet, y'all. We're not halfway through the season, so we still have a lot of football left. Shout out to everybody that's in here. Good morning to everyone. Appreciate you guys being here. Digital Presses, what it do, Cousin Ray? Make sure y'all go subscribe to him and make a play, hit that like button. Shout out to Digital Press. Make sure y'all tune in to him as well. He got that work. He got that work on Instagram, on YouTube. Make sure y'all go follow the boy. Neek is in the building. What's good with you, Neek? Appreciate you being with us always. As always, Neek, you know what it is. Hendrix, what's good? Raiders, you know what it is. You know what it is. You know what it is. Victory Monday. Let's feel good about it. Let's go ahead and grind out this week and see what we could do against these Saints, man, because we got to go on a winning streak, y'all. We have to go on a winning streak, and I just feel like we are. If anybody disagrees with me, just let me know in the comments. But I feel like we are going to be going on a winning streak. So let's see if we can get that done. Shout out to JB for pulling up on us. Salute to the nation. Salute to JB in the building. Raider Houston is with us as well. Victory Monday feels good waking up a winner. It does. But it'll feel even better, Houston, once we're finally above that 500 level. I feel like we will reach that this season. I know some people may disagree because we're so far down right now. We're 2-4. But I feel like we'll get above that 500 threshold this season. I wouldn't be surprised, y'all. Shout out to Houston. It does feel great to wake up a winner. Yes, sir. King Gibby in the building. What's good with you, man? Appreciate you pulling up. Top of the morning to you, Jody 510. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Victory Monday vibes. Yes, sir. You know that. You know what it is. Jesse Bam. He says, good morning, Raid in the family. Victory Monday. It is. It is. It is. It is. And we need a couple of more of these guys. We need a couple of more of these to keep the momentum going. Shima 86 in the building. What's happening with you, man? Quiet Storm. Glad to see you be able to pull up on this. Good morning, Ray. Bless you, bro. Good to see all my Raider Nation family. Appreciate you pulling up, man. I'm always appreciating when you're able to come through. Delgado, what's good with it, man? Good morning to you. Good morning to everybody in the chat, man. We out here today. We out here today. We out here today. But I got one topic for you guys, and I definitely want to talk about this because watching these last couple of games, who's been in control, and it's easy to say, has been Josh Jacobs. Josh Jacobs has been the dude that's been carrying this offense, and I love to see it. I love to see it. It's like, and it's weird because the only person we really don't re-sign on the offense was Josh Jacobs. Let's be honest. In most of these skilled positions, Josh Jacobs was that one guy that was kind of left out. Carr got his money. Renfro got his money. Waller got his money. We let go of really the rest of our receivers and bringing Adams, give him his money. But Josh Jacobs is the only one that didn't get that dollar bill, which is kind of crazy because he is the one now carrying this offense and the nucleus of this offense for us to be able to get the ball rolling. And now, one thing I want to talk about, though, is should we start to get another running back in rotation? And I'm not saying to limit Josh Jacobs, not at all. But what I'm saying is, how do you guys feel about Josh Jacobs continuing to run like this for another 11 games? 11 games are left in the season. And I wouldn't want to wait till the very end or till something were to happen before we actually get another running back in rotation. Because real quick, I want to bring up this article this morning that it was a Bleacher Report. They have made a very good note, and it says Derek Carr is our second leading rusher with 14 attempts. And that right there, I felt like, okay, maybe we need to get somebody else in rotation. If Derek Carr is second leading rusher with 14 attempts, I think we definitely got to dispel Jacobs for a little bit. And make sure he could stay healthy for the long run. But man, I definitely agree. Houston Jacobs for MVP right now. That's easily what it is. That's easily what it is. My guy Tubby Chili in the building. He says, "What's for breakfast, man? What's for breakfast? A dub. A dub." What Jameis Winston say? You trying to get a dub for breakfast? I'm not finna do the act, but y'all know what I'm talking about. JR65 in the building was good. We are 2-0 every time the defense scores. We're 2-0 whenever we put up more than 30 points as well, JR65. So I don't know if it's a coincidence, but as long as we get that 30, I feel like we're going to win. It finally clicked. Shout out to the OG for pulling up on us. It definitely finally clicked. And really, it was that fourth quarter, right? That fourth quarter, we went 20-0 in the fourth quarter, or 21-0 in the fourth quarter. The defense held the Texans to 0 points in the fourth. The offense went out and scored 2 touchdowns, and then the defense got a touchdown as well. 21-0 in the fourth, we would win most games that way, most definitely. Z3 in the building. Good day, Ray. I'm calling for Sam Webb. Let him play and learn the system. Those corners yesterday were trash. 100% agree. I felt like Sam Webb didn't play terrible to where you would just completely take him out. I know Anthony Everett just came off of IR, and for that reason, I feel like we could have probably slowly brought Anthony Everett in and rotated him and Sam Webb at certain occasions. But it seemed like we just wanted Sam Webb out, or Anthony Everett out there to start it all off. And he was looking like Damon Arnett with them red dreads. You know what I mean? A lot of people were saying that yesterday and saying it was getting flashbacks. Felt like Damon Arnett was out there because he was getting burnt. And also, he does have that cast on his hand. So it's like he got the red dreads. He got the cast on his hand. This dude is really reminding us of Damon Arnett right now. So I hope we're able to figure out the cornerback situation. And we've been in talks, like we just said, at the trade deadline. We've been in talks about bringing the corner in, William Jackson over from the Commanders. And I think if he were to come here, he'd be our second best. He could potentially be our second best corner. But right now, Rocket Sin, let's give some. I know the corners were getting burnt, but that brings me to Rocket Sin. And Rocket Sin has been balling, man. He's been balling. So we just need to find that other guy. We know Nate Hobbs is dealing with some things right now. He'll come back and is going to get back to having a couple of good corners. But, man, Anthony Everett was rough yesterday. M in the building. He says, I was just listening to you live with Farrell last night. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. Yeah, Farrell, it's always a great time when Farrell's able to come on. It was probably one of the longer lives probably because the Farrell was on. Tombstones, these next games are going to be tough. They will be. We got to go on the road to New Orleans. But honestly, in the past, ever since we've had Derek Carr, maybe just not Derek Carr in specific, but we've played the Saints well. And it seems like we can go over there and get that dub. I feel like we should be able to. We should be able to go over there and get that dub. Let me give a few more shout-outs, though, man. Give it just a few more shout-outs in here. Chance Worthy's in the building. Yo, what's good with you, brother? Appreciate you pulling up. Team is looking good, Blue Demon. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Juan is in the building. Good morning to you as well, man. You know what it is. Souza, I see you. I see you, Souza. Definitely see you, man. Todd Raider, all love and respect, most definitely. Most definitely. All praise and respect. But the thing is, some people be out here tripping, man. Some people be trolling. People be DMing me, saying some crazy stuff. I had some dude trying to say something about, he was just saying crazy stuff, trying to talk, almost started talking about my family. And I was like, bro, you better cross that line. You better be in dangerous territory there, brother. Tony Delgado says, we need to trade for a defensive tackle. I'm down to trade a high draft pick to get a dominant D tackle. And that's a very interesting take, man, because I was just looking at an article yesterday about the trade deadline and the fact that there's 2 teams out there that we could currently look at with some competent defensive tackles. Now, we've been talking about these same defensive tackles to bring in for a while, and it's Daron Payne and Matthew Ioannidis. Matthew Ioannidis is on a 1-year deal over in Carolina, and we know they don't want to trade their prime young players that they drafted, like Brian Burns, J.C. Horn, DJ Moore, and the list goes on. But what about a Matthew Ioannidis? Very solid defensive tackle, man. Very solid. Respect for Joshua and love to the O-line, most definitely. The O-line was stepping up, and you can't really ask for much more. But one thing is, we finally used the same 5 consecutive offensive linemen, Blue Demon. So I think that is going to be considerable moving forward, is that if we can have that consistent camaraderie across the offensive line and not continue rotating 7 or 8 offensive linemen throughout the damn game like wide receivers, I think it'll help in the long run. Notice we didn't get a bunch of penalties as well. Jermaine Illuminor has gotten a penalty in every single game so far. This game, he didn't. So shout out to Jermaine. Classic Man Q was good with it. He says, we don't use Bolden or Amir and barely Zamir. And this is the thing. If Carr is the second leading rusher with 14 attempts, man, these dudes are not touching the ball. Like, we're already 6 games deep, and you would literally only have to give the ball to Zamir White 3 times a game, and that would be 18 touches. And he doesn't even have that. Not even 3 touches a game. So I definitely feel like we need to start dispelling Josh Jacobs a little bit. Kind of just feed someone else in between here and there, just so we can have Josh Jacobs kind of last throughout the season, because we haven't seen Josh Jacobs go an entire season. And I'm not trying to be negative or anything, but I'm trying to be productive. I'm trying to take the initiative almost and say, look, before that happens, before something happens to this guy, and we get to week 12, right? And we're sitting there running him 20 times, 25, almost 30 times a game, and you get close to the end of the season, I want to make sure he's healthy. I want to make sure we have him down the stretch. That's all I'm saying. Chansworthy says 30 plus is the magic number. Hey, they was on me on Twitter, bro. They was on me on Twitter, y'all. But, yo, we're 10 minutes deep so far. Over 100 people in the chat. Make sure we hit that like button. Let's see if we can get 100 likes right now, man. We need at least 100 likes right now. Make sure to hit that thumbs up, y'all. AC in the building. Good morning to you, my brother. Appreciate you being here with us. JJ shut down the running back by committee. Exactly. He shut that whole thing down, which is crazy, because I still feel like it would still be considerable. It would still be efficient. It would still work. And it would also help him in the long run be a little bit more fresh. He does like to play a lot better down the stretch. It's like he kind of got to get warmed up. He got to get the furnace going. So Josh Jacobs does play that way, to where he does need those 20 to 25 carries. But at the same time, maybe just dispel a little bit. You know, give him a little bit more rest here and there. Maybe have Zeus go in there for a few carries, maybe 5 a game. Look for that. Watch Redder said, man, ain't nobody thinking about Brandon Bolden. Dude is washed. Hey, bro, he said, dude is washed. I mean, I get it, but at the same time, some of those dive plays to where it's only like a 3-4 yard game, Brandon Bolden could do that. I feel like Brandon Bolden could come in and do those dive plays to where it's only a 3-4 yard game, which Jacobs does very well. But those are the kind of contact and hits that will end up like hurting down the road. I just feel like I want to make sure we're being proactive. That's it. Dragon Hendricks, my boy, he says, I think paying everyone now is a good idea. From what I hear, this Amazon Prime deal is going to raise the salary cap a good amount. So I've heard that as well, Hendricks. I've heard that as well, but we'll just have to see, because I believe right now it's sitting at like 196 a year, or this year it went to 196. So we'll see what happens here in the near future. My guy watched week at Brandon Bolden, though. I ain't even gonna cap. Rock is all right. Hasn't been balling, though. I don't know, man. What has Rocky Sin done to where you say he hasn't been balling? I feel like he's been out there. They threw the touchdown pass to was it Brevin Jordan's? And he was right there. He was right there. Defended the pass very well. Didn't give up the touchdown. He's also a top 5 corner right now, based on grade, based on coverage, based on quarterback rating as a defender. So I feel like he has been playing, especially when you play corner. If you play corner and nobody calls your name, nobody says your number, that means you're doing well, because your number only gets called when a bad play happened, honestly. Steve was good with it. Steve-O dropping a super. Appreciate you pulling up, man. He says, I've always believed that balance is key to winning. Depending too much on someone always ends in losses. All it takes is an injury, pass block, pass game is trash. I do think running back by committee. I agree with you, Steve-O. And down the road, this may be something that we're going to be looking at. Josh Jacobs in the past has shown to have lingering injuries. We watched him in the rookie season. His rookie season was great. Let's be honest. His rookie season was great, and that was his best year yet far. But year 2, year 3, it wasn't as good because he was dealing with these things. Now, this year may be different because of the way he trained in the offseason, because now he is 4 years deep into the NFL. He kind of understands how the season is going and what he should do to take care of his body. So it may be different. But we have yet to see Josh Jacobs be a bell cow running back throughout his entire career, because even when Gruden was here, we would let other people rush the ball. We would let a spook go out there and get some touches. We've seen that multiple times. So I just think being proactive will help in the long run. That's all I'm saying. But I want Josh Jacobs to get his touches. Let's not get that mistaken, man. D Minute says, great live last night. Appreciate you, D Live, for pulling up once again, man. Yes, sir, man. It was a lot of fun. It's always fun, and it's always love when Farrell pulls up. Next time we're going to have our guy Raider Ray pull up as well, but it's always a great time. Jose is in the building, says, bro, we really need Waller. We obviously are a run first team, and Waller ain't blocking tight end. Looks like Foster catches better than him. So, Jose, are you saying, bro, do we really? Oh, bro, do we? I don't think so. And we was talking about this yesterday, Jose. We win even when Waller's not there. Last year, this is why I wanted to trade Waller, is we won without him. We went on a 6-game winning streak when Waller got hurt. And then he came back for the Chargers game. That is where I was like, okay, we win without Waller. Now think about it. We also won without Waller today, or excuse me, not today, but yesterday we won without Waller. We scored the most points this season without Waller. So with that being said, nothing against Waller personally, but I feel like we do fine. Waller needs us more than we need Waller. If anything, and it's funny, people say Waller hasn't done anything since Gruden has been here. Since Gruden has left, Waller has pretty much disappeared. And when you think about it, it's true. It's really true. Ever since Gruden left, Waller has not been producing. So call it what you want. It's tough because we made a business decision. We signed him to an extension with 2 years left on his contract. Tough decision to make, but it is what it is now. We got to deal with it, y'all. We have to deal with it now. Hopefully he gets healthy. Hopefully he's able to bounce back, come in, making things happen. And I really hope he does. I'll be honest. I really hope he does. But right now, it's very tough. It's very tough to say. Our guy, D Mose, what's up with it, D Mose? A-Rod in the building with the super. He says, I hope they run more backs to keep Josh fresh. Yes, this is exactly what we're talking about, A-Rod. Appreciate you pulling up and dropping this. I hope they run more backs to keep Josh fresh, and I hope we trade for a D tackle or a safety. If we're coming off IR, I'd give him another game before we worry. We know how good Rock and Hobbs are. I agree with everything A-Rod is saying right here. This is exactly how you should open up this show right here. Dropping a lot of good points. The fact we know we need a D tackle. We know we need a safety. D tackle I would be more concerned with, only because the fact that let's give Merrick a little time to kind of warm up to this new position. Merrick is safety, yes, but last year Merrick was not the same safety we're seeing this year. This year we're seeing more of a man kind of getting out man coverage from Merrick. Last year it was play single high. Play single high. Make sure nobody beats you deep. Make sure you make those clear tackles when when that offensive player gets to that second level. This year we're seeing Merrick cover Kelsey, Gerald Everett. We watched them cover the tight end for the Houston Texans, whatever his name is. I can't even remember. And he's giving up some big plays. Kelsey had 4 touchdowns. Gerald Everett had plenty of yards, probably his best game this season. And then you talk about, is it Pankins or something like that, the tight end for the Texans? But we've seen that big play that Merrick gave up, and it looked like he tried to jump the route, but the timing was just way off. And I think he just needs to understand being able to process what's going on when he's in man coverage, because he's yet to really do it. The fact that he's only played in 3 games this season. That's it. Avery coming off IR, definitely. Probably give him one more game. You definitely give him one more game. He does have that cast, so you give him a little time. As far as D tackle, Matthew Ioannidis from Carolina or Daron Payne from the Commanders, those are the 2 D tackles you could probably go after. Ioannidis would be the cheaper option, I feel like, because he's a little older. He's on a 1-year contract with Carolina, but Daron Payne would be expensive because if you go get Daron Payne, you're going to have to give him a new contract, and that contract would probably be around 16 to 18. It'd probably be around 16 to 18 a year. And I don't know if we had that kind of money. Also, next year, you guys got to think the entire draft next year and offseason is going to be dedicated to the defense. Like, it has to be. It has to be. So maybe they'll wait before they make any power moves. Salute Derek Vehicle pulling up on us, man. Mozzie says play calling is getting better on the offense. The defense, I feel, can do better. The defense is, we're always going to have this feeling, Mozzie. We're always going to have this feeling the defense can do better because the defense isn't what we invested in, guys. Like, I have to reiterate this because I feel like we expect the defense to hold up the same caliber as the offense, and we will not get that. We have not invested into the defense as we have the offense, so we cannot compare them on the same level. We should have high expectations for the offense. We should not have high expectations for the defense. So when you start talking about you feel the defense should play better, of course, we're going to feel this every week because it's not a good defense. Our offense should play like they did yesterday. Every single game. And that's what a good offense does because our offense should be good. That's what we invested in. So the play call definitely is getting better. I feel the trick plays we could do without the trick plays, in my opinion, but the offense play calling is getting better. The defense, I think the defense is the defense. And this is what I pretty much have been expecting. They hold most teams to at least 20 to 24 points, with exception to the Chiefs. But you think about it, 24 points, our offense should be scoring more than that. Our offense should definitely be scoring more than 20 to 24 points. So Derek Brown from Colts. Derek Brown, you talking about Derek Brown? I thought Derek Brown played for the Panthers. Are you talking about maybe I'm confused? Let me know. Maybe it's a different Derek Brown. That's why the whole Darren Waller thing doesn't matter to me because we shouldn't depend on one player to win. And I don't think we do. Let me open this up, man. I don't think we do depend on one player too much. I think we're just finding a better rhythm when it comes to the offense, and we're finding it through Josh Jacobs. But I agree, Darren Waller, we've won without him, so I think we'll be fine. And when he comes back, we'll just be that much better. He says, because Illuminor got injured? I seen him and Thayer Mumford in there at the same time. When did Illuminor get injured? When did Illuminor get injured, man? Shout out to Gene pulling up on us, man. Hey, Ray, always great to start off a Monday after a win. Most definitely. You know what it is, bro. You know damn well what it is. Always lovely to start off after a win. Hey, Ross says, Amik almost had an interception. I think there was a drive where there was an incomplete pass in the red zone. Saw him squatting down after looking disappointing. Well, it was the pass that was kind of behind the receiver from Davis Mills that he threw behind his receiver, and Amik could have definitely got it. It literally went through his hands, and I think it got on him so fast that he wasn't able to see it, so I don't really blame him too much. Udo says, Raider Nation from France. It's 6 p.m. here. Whoa. Shout out to you, bro. Welcome to Good Morning Nation. For you, it's Good Evening Nation. You feel me? So shout out to you all the way from France. Appreciate you pulling up. Our best CB is injured. Be playing with rookies and backups. What you expect? And I agree, bro. I agree. You talk about Rocky Sin. He's been solid on his side. Rocky Sin has been solid. As far as the other side, Anthony Averett. Is Anthony Averett a backup? Yeah, because technically Anthony Averett was the starter with Hobbs, wasn't he? Wasn't Anthony Averett the starter with Hobbs and then Rocky Sin came in later? We may see that change when Nate Hobbs comes back because I think Rocky Sin has definitely earned his spot. Big Boss says trade his ass. Agent Red in the building was good with it, Red. He says let Waller rest. We're okay without him right now. Don't rush him back. Yeah, I wouldn't rush him back either. I don't think we are. We do fine without him. So I agree with you. M says Foster fights for yards too. Yeah, and he breaks tackles, bro. Foster breaks tackles. Like he does. He just runs like this. Foster breaks tackles and just runs like this. Waller doesn't, but Foster's definitely not better than Waller. Let's not get it confused. Come on, Raid. Waller takes this offense from hood to great. From good to great. No, he doesn't, though. He really doesn't. There's no statistic, no game, there's nothing you could show that shows having Waller on this offense makes it better. Our offense has put up more points and has won more games when Waller has been out. It's a fact. And I'm not trying to hate, but it's a fact that last year when he went out, we started winning games, a 6-game winning streak. So it's really hard to say. I mean, we had Waller in the Broncos game this year, and he got 3 catches for 24 yards. So when we did have him against the Broncos and we won against the Broncos, he had 3 catches for 24 yards. So it's like, yeah, he could have affected the game as far as them gaining attention to him, but 3 for 24. I mean, call it what you want. And then today was the best offense performance all year. Like, let's be serious. Was today, let me ask you guys, do you guys think today was the best offense performance by the offense so far? Because I think it was. And Waller wasn't there. We had Devontae, Mac Hollins, Foster, Hunter Renfrow came back, and Josh Jacobs just ran well. And I think this was our best offensive performance, and Waller wasn't there. So it's not really any hate or anything. It's just an observation, obviously. And I don't think he makes our offense go from good to great. I honestly don't. Shout out to Blue King for pulling up on us. He says, yo, Ray, come to say what's up real quick. Got to get back to work. You know what it is, bro. Go ahead and handle your grind. Get your paper, bro. Go ahead and get your paper. We never mad at that. Appreciate you pulling up and showing love, though, for real. Z3 says, Amit got smoked on that play. He almost got the interception. He got smoked, exactly. He was behind the wide receiver, and he was a little short. He was a little short. Or, no pun intended. No pun intended. No pun intended, for sure. No pun intended. JC says, you think Averett was just rusty, or are we in need of another corner? I think he was a little rusty, man. I think he's a little rusty. He's playing with a cast on his hand, and that's why I think everyone said this kind of reminded him of Arnett because, I mean, red dreads, a cast on your hand, it's the same thing as Arnett. Averett looked like Arnett out there with hair and play, and the cast, bro. They both got that cast. She went 3 for 3 in the red zone. That's efficiency. And that's what I'm saying. Like, we go 3 for 3 in the red zone, and you consider the fact that Waller wasn't there. I don't know. That's kind of it's interesting. Yeah, next year have to go all out on defense. I don't give a F. Yeah, we're going all out on defense, man. We definitely have to. Defensive touchdowns does help. It does. It definitely does. Definitely does. Ruben Gonzalez with the 99-cent super chat. Appreciate you showing support, Rube. Always appreciate it, dog. Always appreciate it, dog. Good morning to you, Ruben. He says, good morning, ready to tape. Defense is actually not bad. Problems haven't been with the defense. It's been with the offense. Ooh, you better be careful, G. You better be careful, Rube, because they're going to get on you. People do not want to hear that. And I will be one to agree with you, too. I don't think it's been on the defense. I don't think the defense has been so bad that we haven't been able to win. I think the offense has been making the most mistakes and has cost us most of the games. I agree with you, Rube, but people do not want to hear that, brother. Steve-O says, exactly. Bro, I know everyone mad at Waller for not showing a sense of urgency, but I'm betting right now when Waller back 100%, he's going to ball out like Jacobs. Watch. You know, Steve-O, I really hope so. I really hope so because I don't think he will. I honestly don't think he will, but I definitely hope he does. I definitely hope he does because he's only going to be helping if he does. He'll only be helping this offense if he does. Shima says, Ray, tell Coach McDaniels he doesn't have to call a trick play every single game. Also, some of those trick plays look like they came from Cracker Jack boxes. Terrible execution. That's what it is. It's terrible execution on those trick plays, and it looks like they could easily turn into turnovers. So that's why I would rather just hand the ball off to Zamir White on it. Just give the ball to Zamir White. You know, kind of dispel Josh Jacobs from having to carry the ball 20 to 30 times. Just have somebody run the ball instead of doing that trick play. Like, I don't think it was really too worth it at the end of the day. He said, I saw the back of number 29. Hey, for real though, man, for real. It was tough. It was tough. I said we saved $17 million and ditched the guy. Hey, y'all crazy, man. Y'all crazy. Raider Room in the building. What's good with you, man? Good morning to Raider Room. Appreciate you, man. Shout out to Raider Room pulling up on us. Yeah, it was the best performance. 4 for 4 in the red zone, 3 from Josh, 1 to Hollins. And exactly, best offensive performance of the entire year, guys. And it's not like the Houston Texans defense is terrible. The Houston Texans defense is actually decent. And the fact that we go out there, we scored the most points we have all season. It was the best offensive performance. And technically, it was the best defensive performance because you talk about holding a team to 20 points. Not only do you hold them to 20 points, you also score a defensive touchdown. So with that being said, this is the best performance by the Raiders in whole. So definitely glad to see it. And you could say we're getting better week by week. But again, it is the Texans. The Texans aren't a team to be slept on. But at the same time, he says pain for Waller. That's a tough one, bro. That is definitely a tough one. That's tough as hell. Pain for Waller. I don't know if I'd be able to do that. I don't know if I'd be able to do that. Pain for Waller. I would do it. I think I would do it. I think I would send pain for Waller. Yep. I think I would do it. I'm not even gonna lie. Yep. Nah, bro. Waller at his best is unguardable. You know better than that. Waller at his best is unguardable. I definitely agree. That he's a freak at the tight end spot. But at the same time, at his best, he's unguardable. And how often is he going to be at his best? When's the last time you've seen him at his best? You know, we haven't seen him at his best in almost a couple of years now. So it's easy to say, yeah, at his best, he's unguardable. But I mean, at Josh Jacobs' best, he's unguardable as well. And we haven't got that out of Josh Jacobs the last 2 years, but we're getting it this season. So we're giving him his praise, yet we're not getting it from Waller. So we need to get that from Waller before we start to kind of sit back and say, yeah, we gave him a contract extension, made him the highest paying tight end, but he hasn't played he's played one game or a couple of total games out of the last, 12. So it's hard to say that. It's really hard to say that for me. Like, I get it, but at the same time, he's a 30-year-old tight end. We made him the highest paid tight end. He had a bunch of injuries last year, and we give him a contract after a year he didn't even produce. Like, I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me. Why did we give him a contract but not Josh Jacobs? You see what I'm saying? Like, Josh Jacobs last year wasn't doing that well, and he's been dealing with injuries, Josh Jacobs, that is. But this year, fifth-year option, we don't pick it up. Why not? But we give Darren Waller a contract, and he's coming off of a terrible year. So it's kind of confusing. Like, it doesn't make sense. So I'm not sure how the regime's seen it. I'm not sure how, the GM seen it. But you give Waller a contract, but not Jacobs. You should have waited on both of them, in my opinion. Jacobs with 31 fantasy points. Bro, I was trying to get Josh Jacobs off this dude. I was trying to send him 2 weeks ago. I was trying to send Deebo Samuel because I got Deebo Samuel. I was trying to send him for Josh Jacobs, bro, and bro didn't want to trade me. And it's funny because the dude I was trying to trade, he's a Niners fan, and he didn't want to trade. And I'm like, wow, that's a Niners fan for you, the unfaithful. Let me tell you, O-line stepping up big time, Evans, and they need to get more credit. And finally, we get the same starting rotation of 5 players, but they definitely need to get some more credit. They've been decent all year, in my opinion. They've been decent all year, but this was their best game. Not a lot of penalties going on, and that shows the learning curve is starting to get there. The chemistry is starting to get there, and I'm glad to see the penalties was kept to a minimum. But we did have one false start, and I think it was Jakob Johnson. And that was the only one, I believe. Herman Mustard in the building. He says, Raiders. Shout out to Herman Mustard. That's my bro. Mr. 420 himself. You can see the physicality on the line during run attempts. Yo, and shout out to the offensive line coach, man, because he's really getting these guys to control the line of scrimmage. And this is kind of what Evans is saying. The physicality at the line is really us controlling the line of scrimmage. And that's a very good point, Evans, because that's what we need to do. And that's how we're able to win in the red zone, in my opinion. We're able to punch it in. In the past, we were missing that. We were missing that physicality, winning at the line of scrimmage, because we would be at like the 3-yard line. And how many times, guys, and last year we did this so many times, we would run the ball with 1 yard to go and could not get it. But this year, is a huge difference because we do have some dogs. And you think about it, Alex Bars was with the last regime as well. Like, what's crazy is Alex Bars was with the last regime as well. This offensive line that we have today was with the regime last year, outside of Thayer Munford. So when you think about that, it's almost like Tom Cable. Tom Cable is trash. This just proves how bad Tom Cable is at an offensive line coach and how we were suffering because Tom Cable was the damn offensive line coach, in my opinion. Antonio Lopez, man, appreciate the super. He says Jacobs could be in the MVP conversation if he keeps it consistent. Well, he could be, but we have to win, guys. Like, the only way he'll be in MVP conversation is if we are talking about wins. Outside of that, it's going to be very difficult. But if he is able to stay consistent, I mean, bro, 3 touchdowns, over 100 yards in 3 consecutive games. That's crazy. That's crazy, man. That is consistent, if you ask me. It's the NFL wasting time on little things. O-line looking stout. Releasing Leatherwood was a good move after all. After all, I don't know why I said it like that. Moving Leatherwood was a good move. I believe it was, yeah. And it's mainly because of the cap space. And I'll be the first one to tell you, I didn't really agree with the move because I felt as if we could have gave him time, right? We could have gave him time to just sit back, develop, whether it's a depth piece, whatever the case may be. But it seems like they believe in Thayer Munford, their rookie that they picked up over Alex Leatherwood, and they're moving forward with it. So it is what it is. He says Payne is younger. Most definitely. Most definitely. He is younger. Todd Davis, bro. Shout out to Todd Davis, man, for pulling up. Hey, and we're 30 minutes deep, guys. If we can't get 200 likes on this video, man, I appreciate you guys. It's free to hit the like button. All you got to do is hit that thumbs up. Go make a play like your Josh Jacobs. Make a play and hit that like button, y'all. And shout out to Todd Davis for dropping a super. He says, during the draft, I agree on focusing on the defense. With that said, should we try extending JJ or F tagging him? Your thoughts? I don't like the franchise tag. I feel like that's kind of disrespectful. But at the same time, a franchise tag, they're able to, the player still makes a good amount of money. Now, if we give him an extension, I feel like it gives us more leeway to be able to structure the contract in a certain way as well. So I would say just give him an extension as long as he shows to consistently show that health down the stretch. I felt like we should have waited on the Waller contract till the middle of the season. That's what I would have done with Waller. And it's just funny. We give Waller the contract, but not Josh Jacobs. We should have waited on both of them. Had Waller come into the season, show that he's healthy after being out last year, show that he's healthy this year, show that he's going to bounce back to how he was in 2019 and the 2020 season, and then give him the contract about halfway through the season after he's shown that. But it's tough to say, man, because we got a lot of money sold up in that tight end spot now. He says Barr came from Chicago and Lester Cotton. Most definitely, bro. That's right. That's right. But Alex Bars, I felt Alex Bars was never with this practice squad. Raider Ben in the building. What's good with you, Raider Ben? Appreciate you pulling up, man. Jacobs running downhill this year. Yeah, he is. The thing is with Jacobs, too, though, although he is a downhill runner, he's shifty, man. Like, he is shifty. He's not super fast to where he's outrunning everybody, but he is shifty and he's quick. And he's able to cut so fast. It's like he'll be behind the guard, and then all of a sudden he is bouncing outside and cutting upfield. And it's crazy, man. He's playing instinctual right now, and I'd love to see it. Watts says, just like when we drafted White and Brown, folks were saying Jacobs was gone. Bro, we drafted his replacement. They sure ain't saying that now. 100% true. 100% true. And I was the one saying this. I was the one saying that Zamir White would be that replacement for Josh Jacobs if things went south. And you think about, we didn't give him his 5th-year contract, or his 5th year. His 5th year. We draft 2 running backs. And not only do we draft 2 running backs, we invested so much into the offense that it kind of tells you what the regime was thinking. And the writing was on the wall. And now that he comes out and he's starting to prove himself, then okay, maybe you take that step back. You go ahead and take that step back and you look at it and say, he's deserving a contract. This is what I feel like we should have done with Waller. The same thing we're doing with Jacobs is what I think we should have done with Waller. So, it goes hand in hand. Yeah, you were saying, yeah, I'm not gonna be afraid to say what I ain't gonna shy away. Damn well I ain't gonna shy away. If I said something, I said it. Okay, I'm not gonna shy away from it. I ain't gonna sit up here and cap because, and I'll even say why I felt that way is, I pretty much explained it. Josh Jacobs was not the Jacobs we seen. This Jacobs, now let me ask you guys this. This Jacobs we're seeing right now, have we seen this Jacobs in the last 2 years? No. We haven't seen this Jacobs in the last 2 years. So for me, when people say, oh, this, that, and the third about Jacobs, yeah, I understand that. But he hasn't shown this in the last 2 years. He did this in his rookie year, but the last 2 years, he hasn't done this, guys. And this is why I was more weary of having Josh Jacobs getting a contract before he showed us to come back, be healthy, and have longevity down the season. He's been dealing with it. Jacobs been invited the last 2 years, has been invited the last 2 years. Let me see. What do you mean? What do you mean? Has been invited. Oh, injured. Exactly. But Raider Ben, this is kind of my point, right? This is my point. He's been injured the last couple of years. Now, would you want to sign him to a contract when he's been injured and hasn't shown you this? He hasn't shown us this the last 2 years. But has he been injured the last 2 years? Yes. Now, would you want to sign a guy a contract that's been injured? No. But giving him an opportunity to go out, which he's still in a contract, and show us, okay, you deserve it, that's fine. And I feel like that's what I don't mind doing that. This is what we should have done with Waller, though. Waller dealing with injuries. We shouldn't have gave him that extension. We should have gave him the Josh Jacobs treatment. Watch him come in this season, ball out, then get your contract. That's all I was saying. Jacobs is showing it. Now he deserves the contract. That's how I see it. You feel me? He was hurt. Definitely he was hurt. But that's the point. That's the whole point. Guys. For 2 years, he was hurt as well. But Ben says offensive line has been trash the last 2 years. Yes, exactly. They've been trash as well. But it doesn't change the fact that he's been hurt as well. And it's kind of hindered him. I don't think the front office expected to see JJ to go off like this, and neither have I. Neither did I. And, when people say they love Jacobs and everything like that, they would have never guessed that he'd go back-to-back games, 3 touchdowns, and rush for 140 yards in 3 games straight. Even the people that like Jacobs would have never said that. That's straight cap. If you sit here in the comments and say that, that's cap. You're capping. You feel me? So at least keep it true. We literally seen this Jacobs in the last game. The last game against the Chargers. That's it. We're going to base it off of one game. I brought up Watts. I brought up 2 seasons worth of play, and you bring up one freaking game, bro. Like, come on. You have to – don't do that. Don't do that. Don't sit here and say, that last game against the Chargers. What? One game? Where was he against the Bengals then? Where were the 3 touchdowns in the playoffs against the Bengals then? He did it in the last game against the Chargers. That's it. So I understand he played well. He sprinkled in a couple of good games throughout the last 2 seasons. Okay. But you can't base it off of one game, man. You can't, especially at the running back spot. Like, come on now. Quit it. He has to prove he can stay healthy, franchise tag incoming, prove he can do it again before we give him big money. I think he's proving it. I think this is where he's proving it now. He's definitely proving it right now. It's football. Players get hurt, and he always plays hurt. We gave Waller a contract, and he's constantly hurt. Hold on, Watts. You're bullshitting right now. You are straight bullshitting, Watts. There's no way you just said that. You're sitting here going to tell me that football players get hurt, and he's always plays hurt, and then say Waller a contract and he's constantly hurt. You just said players are always hurt. So then how are you going to say Waller's constantly injured when you agree that players always hurt? So it's like you're trying to use one argument for Jacobs and then use the same argument as a bad thing for Waller. So which is it? Which is it? Because I'm using the argument that Waller was hurt. We shouldn't have given him the extension. Jacobs was hurt. We shouldn't have given him the extension. Jacobs has nearly rushed for the same amount of yards this year already that he did in the last 2 seasons. Like, come on. Don't cap like Jacobs has ran like this the last 2 seasons. That's a lie. So don't come up here acting like that. Come on now. The real honest Raider, Raid the Tape was calling to cut Jacobs. That never happened. That's a damn lie. That's a damn lie. That's a lie. Cut Jacobs. I've never said to cut any player on this team. I've never said that. I've never talked about cutting a player on this team. That's crazy. I don't know who this real honest Raider is, but this dude right here is I think this dude gonna be a troll. Are you trolling? Yeah, this dude's a troll. This dude's a troll. This real honest Raider, this dude's a troll. I'm not finna look at none of your comments no more. Jacobs ran like this against LA last year. Yeah, 1 game. 1 game. I agree. That's 1 game. That's he played like this in 1 game last year. And it's crazy because I'm just, man, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. That hurt in the Bengals game. Yeah, the Bengal game was tough. Bengal game was tough. Jacobs led us to the playoffs. Oh my goodness, we gonna go down this road again. Look, I'm not gonna talk about Jacobs anymore. Okay, I'm not gonna talk about Jacobs anymore. But look, my goodness, bro, y'all killing me. Hey, Ray, I think we seeing some old DC come back to my boy moving in that. Yeah, that boy is moving. That boy is moving. But we got to make sure those play calls is coming in, and we're not having them sit back in the pocket all the time off of the play action. I like moving Carr a little bit when we come off the play action. He looks cool. Jacobs had 2 100-yard game last season. He was not the reason we made the playoffs last season. Bruh, like, think about this. Jacobs has done more this season than he did the total season last year. Like, are we, like, come on. We can't make this up, bro. I'm finna go because I'm about to slaughter y'all with this damn debunking shit. Y'all straight capping right now, bro. Like, we really gonna do this? We really gonna do this? Josh Jacobs is currently on pace for 1,800 yards. For 1,800 yards. He's never been on pace for 1,800 yards, guys. Never in his career. And we're gonna act like this is the Josh Jacobs, like, bro, this is, y'all, I swear, hindsight's a mother effer, bro. Hindsight's crazy, bro. You guys will see something happen right now and then base what's happening now off of the last 2 seasons. Can't make this up. Okay, I'm gonna bring this up right now because I'm gonna bring this up for you guys. Josh Jacobs led us to the playoffs. Okay, let me bring this up real quick for you guys. Let's look at this. Josh Jacobs last year rushed for 872 yards. This year he has rushed for 633 yards. So basically, all he needs left is what? 200 yards? 240 yards. So basically, Josh Jacobs needs 240 yards to have as many yards as he did last year. And we're only through 6 games. 6 games compared to 15 games, guys. And he has 633 yards versus 872. He has half as many, he has more than half the games than the previous year when he had 1,000 yards. He has more than half in only 6 games. Like, please don't start capping right now. Like, the cap is so real right now. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. 6 touchdowns already in 6 games. He had 9 touchdowns last year in 15 games. So how are we going to sit here and act like he's done? He led us to the playoffs last year with 872 yards. He led us to the playoffs with 872 yards, guys. Okay. But can't make this up. You really can't make this up. We won 4 games in a row because of Jacobs to make the playoffs. I'm trying to figure out how you base that 4 games when we won 10 games, bro. We won 10 games, and you're saying because of Jacobs we won 4. How the hell did we win the rest of the games? And where was he the rest of them? Where was he those 7 losses? Where was he in those 7 losses? He won 4 games. He led us, like, bruh, he didn't even get 1,000 yards, but he led us to the playoffs in the AFC West. Bruh, you can't, bruh, what? Are you kidding me? That's crazy. 872 yards is bad. He missed 2 games. He played in 15 games. What are we talking? It's not that bad, but at the same time, what are we talking about here? He's rushed for as many yards nearly this year as he did last year, and you guys are acting like you've seen this before. We've never seen this Josh Jacobs before in his entire career. This is better than his rookie year. This is straight cap. The cap is real today. Come on, man. Cap is real. That's crazy. Ruben Rivera says, yep, negative Nancy. How am I negative Nancy when I'm sitting here giving Josh Jacobs his flowers, and then Watts wants to come and be like, oh, you wanted to get rid of him, though. But I'm negative Nancy. That shit crazy to me, bro. That's crazy. I'm sitting up here giving Josh Jacobs his flowers, trying to give him some positive stuff, and then someone, an OG like Watts, is gonna come up and be like, yeah, but you wanted to get rid of him, or someone says you wanted to cut him, which is a damn lie. I ain't never wanted to cut Josh Jacobs. I ain't never said that in my life. That's crazy. Quit the cap, bro. The narrative this offseason was sign Waller. Fans thought he was holding out, but he was injured. Jacobs needed to prove himself, and he is doing it. This is what I'm saying, bro. And it's crazy because when I was saying this is exactly what I'm saying, bro. If I were to sit here and say, which I did, don't sign Waller, trade Waller, now everybody's agreeing with me. But when I said this in the offseason, nobody was agreeing with me. So this is how it's like, this is how it works. You feel me? Like when I was saying about Waller this offseason, everybody was feeling how they feel now about Josh Jacobs. But now that Waller's hurt and has been out and he got a contract extension, now look at how everybody's acting. You feel me? So it's damned if you do, damned if you don't, pretty much. And all I was saying is the way we went about Jacobs is how I feel we should have went about Waller. And maybe Waller would be playing like Jacobs is if we would have gave him a contract extension. I don't know. But it's just funny how no matter what you do, man, you're always going to be some type of negative Nancy. You're always going to be some type of, I don't know, some clown. It's like, it's crazy. It's crazy out here, bro. Daniel Kim says, yo, I need that green redemption brand shirt. JJ needs a contract. We need to sign that, man. I agree. He's proving that he needs a contract. And, bro, literally when I threw this shirt on, I was like, bro, I need to get these back. But I need to find the same color green shirts because I don't think they have this one anymore. So I have to find it different. I have to find something different. Let me catch up to the chat, though. I found that I am a little bit behind back here. Rocking steady in the building. He says Jacobs is doing way better because they haven't been loading the box as much as previous years. That's definitely a contributor as well, Rocking steady. I 100% agree with you. But dang, we got over 250 people in the chat. Let's see if we can get 250 likes, y'all. 250 likes, man. I know we could do it. Go make a play like Josh Jacobs is. Go make a play and hit that like button, y'all. Hammer in the house. What's good with it, bro? Double H. You know, there's a triple H, but we got double H, and that's Hammer House. Shout out to double H in the house, man. Hard Hog 22 says the thing with Waller that irks me is right when we extended him, he showed up the next day. It's tough. Maybe it was a hamstring thing, but he could kind of play through it, but they just use it as an excuse to kind of wait to the contract. And then maybe he came back, and then when he came back, he re-aggravated it. It could potentially be a real injury. But I feel like we should have had him prove himself. He was hurt all last year. So this is the example. If I say anything about Waller right now, nobody's really saying shit to me. Nobody's sitting here saying anything negative to me when I talk about Waller. But because Josh Jacobs is doing so well that now they're going to jump out the woodworks and be like, oh, this, and this. Now, if Waller down the line starts doing really good, what's going to happen? They're going to pop back out and be like, look, Waller's doing great. We should have. And it's like, bro, like, chill out, dog. Chill out. All I do is base what I see from the past. That's it. I can't read the future. I can't tell the future. And I think that's what people act like they're gonna do. And it's like, bro, I'm basing it off the past. If you haven't done good in the past, if you've been hurt in the past, I need you to prove it. And that's all I'm saying, bro. Like, come on. When healthy, Jacobs has looked like this, though, in my opinion, no cap. But when has he been healthy, Agent Red? That's all I'm saying. When was the last time he was fully healthy and he was out there doing this, getting over 100 yards in 3 consecutive games and 3 touchdowns in back-to-back games? He's never done this in his career. So that's all I'm saying, bro. We haven't seen this Jacobs before. That's it. Ray, they all want to be right. I feel you. I feel you. And I get it. I definitely get it. But it's like when I sit here and Watts says, this is what Watts says. He said, some people, he didn't even say me. He said, some people out there wanted to trade Josh Jacobs or wanted to move Josh Jacobs. And when he said that, what did I do? I said that I was one of those people. Did I shy away from it? No. And it's crazy because this clown over here, this troll wants to sit here and act like talking about stroking your ego. I just said I was wrong. I just said I was wrong. I just said Josh Jacobs is doing good. I'm giving Josh Jacobs his flowers. I said I was one of those people when Watts didn't even have to say it. So it's like I don't shy away from my opinion. I don't shy away from my takes. I don't shy away from it at all. I'll take the heat on Twitter. I'll take the heat in the comments. Like, it's not that big a deal to me because I'd rather be a stand-up guy and stand on what I said than try to maneuver and weasel my way out of saying something. Like, come on now. You did want to get rid of him. You wasn't the only one, though. Don't feel bad. I don't feel bad. I don't, because when everybody was sitting there saying, extend Darren Waller, Watts, now who's wrong? It's like y'all wanted to extend Darren Waller. The dude ain't doing shit. He's the highest paid tight end, not doing anything. What are we talking about? What are we talking about here? Hammer House, baby. Raiders are now 11-2 when Jacobs runs for over 100 yards. Hey, that's fire, man. I wish he would have ran over 100 yards against the Bengals because I would really like to see us go further in the playoffs. But this year, I hope he's able to stay healthy down the stretch and we're able to see. Because, look, guys, let me pull this up. If I were to tell you this year Josh Jacobs would be on pace for 1,800 rushing yards, who would sit there and say, oh, yeah, I believe it. I believe Josh Jacobs will get 1,800 rushing yards. Nobody would believe that, bro. Nobody would believe that. Nobody would. So it's like the expectations of him doing well is what we wanted, but at the same time doing this well, I just don't want people. And this is another thing. You should not expect Josh Jacobs to run like this every game, right? We should not expect Josh Jacobs to run like this every single game. And I don't expect him to. I don't expect him to run like this every single game because he shouldn't have to. He shouldn't have to, especially with the weapons we have in the passing game, especially the investments we have in the skilled positions, other places. But he's playing well, and the offense is really running through him, man. But the fact that we're 11-2 with Jacobs over 100 yards, you got to feed the man. You got to feed the man. No one wanted to pick up JJ's fifth-year option, prove it year, and sign him. I know, Daniel Kim, I will say this, DK. I know a few people. Shout out to Xavier Stroud. He was one of the people that definitely wanted to get Josh Jacobs. Definitely. He was all about Josh Jacobs. May Spitfire says, blocking me on social media for nothing is clown behavior. Yo, May Spitfire, that's crazy. I don't know about that. The thing is also, I don't block people on my YouTube unless it's like a weird thing, unless they do something, unless it's just straight troll, like they say weird, inappropriate stuff, then of course I'll block it. But if it's just someone that disagrees with my takes, I don't block people. Even people from other teams that come onto the chat, and people that have been following me, no, I don't block people. We're going to talk to them with logic, and we're going to end up maybe not befriended them, but we're going to end up being on equal terms, level grounds, if I could say. Jacobs needs just about 200 yards to tie last year's receiving yards also. 200 yards to tie receiving yards. What do you mean by that? What do you mean by 200 yards to tie for last year's receiving yards? You talking about catching out of the backfield, brother? Ben says, thought you were a troll. Oh, shit. Get the Pro 5s. What are you talking about, get the Pro 5s? You talking about Pro 5 clubs? You talking about the T-shirts, brother? You talking about the T-shirts? Run, Josh Jacobs, run. Yeah, that's that guy. Luis says, Ray, let's be real. All the ones commenting right now were the same ones who wanted JJ gone. Now they're switching up their story because he's playing well. People want to sound smarter than they are. Some people do, some people don't. I definitely understand what you're saying, Luis. It's hard out here, bro. And this is where I feel like you guys should hold us accountable as content creators, which you guys do. See, y'all hold me accountable, and the thing is, I'm not gonna shy away from it. I put it out there that I was one of those people already. So when there's other content creators out there, y'all got to hold them accountable. Y'all got to call them out and say, I remember when you were talking about Josh Jacobs was, we should have probably moved on for Josh Jacobs, blah, blah, blah. Y'all got the rights to do that, especially if you're one of the people that wanted to keep Jacobs because you were right. So not even mad at that. Lost the sub, LOL, what did I miss? Right out here starting-ish. Lost the sub. Yeah, man. This is the thing. This is what's funny to me is people will be like, oh, I don't agree with your opinion. I'm gonna unfollow you. And it's like, okay, the hell is wrong with you, bro? The hell is wrong with you? Jacobs been getting 1,000 yards since day one, though. The thing is 1,000 yards in the NFL is decent, right? It's decent. That right there is like the plane of saying, okay, this guy's a cool running back, 1,000 yards. He's not on pace for 1,000 yards. He's on pace for 2,000 yards. He's on pace for 2,000 yards. So when you say Jacobs been getting 1,000 yards since day one, okay, so if that was the case, right now he wouldn't have 600 yards. He would have closer to about 350 yards. Like, let's be real. He would have 350 yards, not 633. Not almost the same amount of yards that he got the entire season last year. In nearly half the freaking in the attempts. He had 217 attempts last year and got 872. This year, he got 111 for 633. And it's like, people were like, yeah, this is the Jacobs. I knew Josh Jacobs. Okay. Not losing sleep either, watching a better Raiders. Yeah, exactly. I'm not losing no sleep over that. So let's talk about Jacobs. Exactly. I can't. It's like I'm trying to be positive up here, man. And people just want to start. People trying to like pull me out of that energy, bro. Ray, you know I always been on you about Jacobs. That's my boy. Exactly, Watts. And look, I ain't never shy away from it, Watts. And that's why I didn't shy away from it. When you said people wanted Jacobs to get moved, that's why I didn't shy away from it, brother. I'm not gonna run from my takes. Something I don't do. But you definitely want him. You're one of the people that wanted him. The sideline GM X, he wanted to keep him. So I talked to a lot of people that definitely wanted to. Tom Cable was the definition of ash. He definitely was, bro. He definitely was. Honcho the only one who stood behind Jacobs? No, there was a few. There was a few that stood behind Jacobs. Honcho was definitely one. Honcho likes Jacobs for sure. Prez, he said, Prez, I see you. Daniel Kim, Hammer, I'll take that trade. Who else do you think we can get for Waller? What trade? What trade? What did Hammer say? He said, I'm trading Waller to New England for Smith or Henry in a fifth. No. I'm not doing that, Hammer. I'm not trading Waller for another tight end. I'm not doing that. Hell no. I'm not trading Waller straight up for another tight end. It doesn't make sense. It wouldn't be worth it. We're not going to get a tight end as good or better than Waller if we trade him for another tight end. I'd rather do it for a position of need. I really would. I would really trade Waller for a D tackle or a freaking stud safety or a very good coverage linebacker. Like if we could go hit up the Bears and somehow finagle Roquan Smith and maybe a corner. I don't know. I don't know if they would do that, but I don't know. If we could finesse the Bears out of some stud defensive players for Waller, maybe they would do it. I don't know, man. RW said Doc said the same. I think Doc, I don't know if Doc's like Jacobs. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure on that, man. Shima in the building, though. He says, could it be that the O-line from last year was mediocre and JJ was running injured and had key plays going into the playoffs? This year he looks fully healthy, and the O-line looking good right now. And this is a very considerable because you talk about the O-line last year, straight ass, straight garbage. And we had Tom Cable. I hated Tom Cable, bro. I hated Tom Cable so much. I don't know why Raider fans like that guy. He was been terrible his entire career at being an offensive line coach. And we finally get rid of him. Finally get rid of him. His O-line looks better than what it did in the last, 3-4 years. Already only halfway through the season. And Jacobs was hurt. So, this year we're getting a lot different. We're getting a lot different looks from this team because a better O-line and a healthy Jacobs. And we're getting a guy that's out here doing things that's breaking Marcus Allen records. Like, let's put it that way. He's over here breaking Marcus Allen's records. You feel me? That's crazy. Waller is soft as Charmin. Hey, Westside. Tell me right now, Westside. When I was saying things about Waller before the season started, I was getting killed, bro. They was cooking me. Like Adrian Bronner said, I'm getting cooked. You feel me? And now all of a sudden, nearly halfway through this season, the story's changed. So, damned if you do, damned if you don't. 707 in the building. He says, yeah, Derek keeps throwing hospital passes every week. Hospital passes. Whoa, man. Why we gotta get on Derek? Let's stay on course, man. I didn't want to extend Waller. I've been saying keep Jacobs. You wouldn't know if you actually watch my channel. Don't make me put together some clips and prove it. No, now Watts, I don't think I ever said anything about I don't know. I didn't say you wanted to keep Waller or wanted to extend Waller. I don't know about that. Hendrick says, would be nice if he did run like this every game, though. He would be instantly the GOAT. But I just don't want us to have that expectations, right? I don't want us to have that expectations to where it almost reminds me of last year when it was Derek Carr, and it was Derek Carr throwing for 300 yards, and we were winning. Or, yeah, that's what it was. If Derek Carr didn't throw for 300 yards last year, it was like we weren't winning. So I don't want us to get into this weird thing to where it's like, Josh Jacobs needs to rush for 125 yards every game and get 2 touchdowns for us to win. We shouldn't have to do that. Like, we shouldn't have to do that because I don't think that's a winning formula. Digital Press says, I was open on Waller, to be honest, but I did say they should wait on extending him next year. 100%, bro. I think that was just the most logical thing to do, was just kind of wait and give him some time to see if we can get back to that 2020 form. That's all. That's all I wanted from both of these guys, from Josh Jacobs and Waller. All I wanted to see them get back to their early form that we know they can get to. That's what I wanted to see before we gave any money to them. Like, is that too much to ask for? I don't think so. Shout out to Westside Media, man. Lamonte said, now he dry snitching. Now, who dry snitching? Yo, man, who is? Hendry says Devontae opens everything up for Jacobs. And I would, especially when you go up against a defense that wants to run a too high safety, Lovie Smith, I don't know what Lovie Smith was thinking, but he definitely should have made some adjustments because that was getting out of hand. Stats said our D had a sack. Yeah, Cleveland Farrell. And so Chandler Jones finally gets his first half a sack. Finally gets the sack. So, I mean, call it what you want. Him and Farrell share the sack. Todd Davis says we need a good D tackle to cause pressure up the middle. Who do you want to get? What do you think we could do at this moment in time, right? We're in the last week of the trade deadline, guys. In the last week of the trade deadline, who do you see, Todd Davis? I'm asking you because you dropped a super, that we could go make a move for in defensive tackle. And how could we get it? Are we moving picks? Are we moving players? What can we do to get a defensive tackle, man? Let me know. I'm going to look for your comment as a response. Vegas says Honcho likes Jacobs, but heart's Carr. Jacobs is the heart of our team. Yeah, I agree. Currently, Jacobs is the heart of this offense. Jacobs is the nucleus of this offense right now. Right now, he is 100%. I agree. I agree with that. Y'all going to jump back on Waller just like Jacobs? They will, bro. And this is the thing, Randy Savage. I'm going to stand on what I'm saying. But the thing is, once Waller comes back and he starts doing well again, then all of a sudden the narrative is going to switch, and that's when everybody's going to come out of the woodworks. So it is damned if you do, damned if you don't. You know what I mean? It's really a 50-50 shot. You either like a player or you don't. It's 50-50. It's literally 50-50, bro. You never know what could happen. The old line wasn't even mediocre. They ranked 20. Yeah, bro. Yeah, they weren't. It's Tom Cable. Tom Cable is garbage. Tom Cable wanted Leatherwood. Why the hell are we listening to Tom Cable? Like, that was so stupid. We should have got a stud on defense instead of freaking Alex Leatherwood, or go and went and grabbed, was it Christian? Is Christian Darrisaw healthy? I don't know. Maybe he still would have probably been better than Alex Leatherwood at the end of the day. Raider Reaper, Mr. Snow Bunny himself. He says, when me and you argued about Jacobs and we're still able to be cool after is why I respect your opinion. We can't all be. You were, damn, Reaper. Me and you did go back and forth about Jacobs. This is what I'm saying, bro. He says, why I respect your opinion. We can't always be 100 right. And plus, you owned up to it. Real one, appreciate you. See, Reaper, you followed me for a minute. And this is why I love people that follow for a minute, because, look, me and Reaper, we went back and forth about this. I remember, because I think that was the same day you told us about the Snow Bunny, but maybe not. But I think it was around your birthday or something. And you wanted Jacobs. So when people say, people wanted Jacobs gone, Reaper was one of them that wanted to keep him here. And me and him went back and forth. We was getting a little chippy at each other as well. But it never got to the point to where we got blinded by who was more right. It was always on a football level and always with logic. And I mean, Raider Reaper preached what he wanted to preach, and it came to fruition. And I'm glad it did. And I'll be the first to say I'm glad I was wrong. I would love to be wrong about a player not being able to produce. I would love to be wrong. I would love to be wrong about Waller not being able to produce, because right now he'd be stunting. So let's hopefully they prove that wrong. Shout out to Reaper though, man. Came through in the clutch, man. Over here helping me out while I'm getting torched by everybody. I like the way Foster is playing with JJ is running deal. I like the way Foster is playing with the way JJ is running. Deal Waller for a first or a second. Let's go. Let me just do this real quick, because I feel like, dang, I have that stats up back there. I didn't even realize it. I'm going to catch up here in the chat, but I do want to let's bring up Waller's contract real quick. Can we do that? Bear with me. Let's bring up Waller's contract, because I feel like it would be considerable to mention what kind of money would we be responsible for, right? What kind of money would we be responsible for, if I could even say it? Jeez Louise, man. Let me take a little drink. Boy, probably dehydrated or something. Okay, let's bring up Waller's contract real quick. Now, if we were to trade Waller's contract, I'm sure in the midst of it, the other team would pick it up, of course, right? The other team would pick it up, of course. But let's go ahead and see what we got our hands tied with. 2022, ladies and gentlemen, dead cap is $20 million. Now, if we have any salary cap gurus in here, which I'm not a salary cap guru, I'm sorry. I'm pretty good with math, but I don't know all of the rules and everything about the salary cap and how it works. But if anybody knows, 20 million in cap, dead cap for Darren Waller right now. 20 mil, guys. Next year, it's 10 mil. And then after that, it's only $500,000. So in my opinion, I don't think we would actually trade him, to be honest. I think we would end up keeping him because of the way these dead caps are looking, and we locked him in for the next 2 years. But after that is where we really see an opportunity to get him off, because the dead cap is really nothing. Oh, got that endo. But 20 million dead cap. How does that work if we want to trade him? Does the other team pick that up? Someone let me know. Someone smarter than me, let me know down in the comments, because I'm not 100% sure right now. I think that's part of the negotiations most of the time. Hammerhouse says trade for either Deron Payne or Williams in Carolina. Who's Williams in Carolina? Let me know. Williams and the Panthers. Williams? Who's that? Who's the Panthers? Who plays for the Panthers? Who's Williams? Carolina Panthers, Williams. Who's Williams? Isn't Williams the core? Are you talking about William Jackson from the Commanders as well? Hammer, let me know, Hammer. Are you talking about Williams for the Commanders, that cornerback, or I'm not 100% sure. Waller is good, but not close to Kelsey and Andrews' level. I mean, Kelsey is a different animal. He's a different beast, bro. Like he's the best tight end in the league. It's easy to say that. He said, "Look, this man crazy." Mr. Took Your Soul says, "Love me some snow bunnies." I ain't mad at that. Salute Agent Red out here. Yes, sir. The Raider play calling is much better. Let's get away from them trick plays. Please stop doing them trick plays. Well, let me check something real quick. Let me turn this down. If we can, y'all. I'm looking at the likes, y'all. We got 186 likes, but we got over 200 people up in here. We need at least 200 likes. If we can get 14 likes, 14 more likes, y'all. That's all we need. Let's get them likes up, man. All we need is 14 more likes, and we hit that 200 mark. And you know what? Today, I'm doing a giveaway anyways, man. I'm doing a giveaway anyways today. Who wants to win a hat today, man? Because I'm going to give away a hat. Shout out to everybody that's been supporting the brand. And because of you guys supporting the brand, I could always do a giveaway. I got the redemption tees. I got the redemption hats. We're doing a giveaway today at the end of this show, man. So stay tuned, man. I'm feeling like we got to do that. We got to do that. It's a Victory Monday. Let's get another win in here and see if we can find another winner. And we can win twice in 1 week, baby. Let's get it. Who's better player, Mac or Zay? That's tough. I would say it's tough. I would say Mac. I would definitely say Mac because of his skill set. I say Zay Jones is a solid player, but I would say Mac because I feel like he has more of that spectacular catch to him. You could just throw that thing up to him, and we've seen that man disrespect some corners. I mean, bruh, that's disrespectful. That man is little boying these grown men out here. Like, it's disrespectful. Okay, Cat Williams. Hold up, Cat Williams. You talking about a comedian? Hey, I ain't gonna lie. This dude a troll, but that caught me off guard. He said Cat Williams. That boy's stupid. You talking about a comedian? Waller for Quentin Williams. Oh, Quentin Williams. Hell nah. Is Quentin Williams that good? What are we talking about? Quentin Williams? Who? Quentin Williams? Man, y'all gonna have to clarify this shit for me. Obviously, I don't see a Quentin Williams. You talking about Williams? You talking about on the Jets? You talking about the Jets? Quentin Williams? Or Quentin Williams? Then you talking about Quentin Williams? Maybe. I don't know. One dude said Williams, Carolina. This dude saying Quentin. I don't know. Y'all confusing me now. Mirig. Hey, Watts want to bring up Mirig. I think Mirig is distracted. He's falling asleep out there. I don't think it's his talent. I'm still gonna have him out there though. He's still young. Yeah, I'm definitely not gonna. Yeah, I'm not gonna knock Mirig yet, but I'm gonna criticize him because he's getting burnt. He's getting burnt out there. He needs to step it up, and I believe he has a better skill set. Like you said, he has the talent, man. We've seen the talent. Like we've seen Mirig's talent. He's a great tackler. He has great eyes. He has great movement, but he's just something's not right. And I don't know if it's from switching from Gus. Think about it. In his first 2 years, he has two different defensive coordinators, and they coach way different, guys. And they coach way different. So let's see, man. 155 from 1K. Hey, salute to Prez, bro. Are you saying you get your 1K, Prez? Is that what you're saying? Shout out to you, man. Daryl Williams, the offensive tackle. Okay, this is who Hammer was talking about. Okay. I see what you're talking about, bro. I don't know if I'm really concerned with the O-line. This is the thing, guys. This is the thing. I don't want to invest in the damn offense anymore. That's the only way I could put it. We've put enough into the damn offense. And it's like, how much more can you do to sit there and say, like, how much more can you do for the offense to sit there and be like, bro, just go put up hella points? We got the best receiver in the freaking league. Supposedly a top 3 tight end, just got an extension. You know, Hunter Renfrow. Now Josh Jacobs, y'all saying Josh Jacobs is the GOAT. Josh Jacobs is back there. Derek Carr. How much more does the damn offense need to go out there and blow shit up? There's no way I'm moving pieces to bring in more offense. We need defense. And it's crazy to hear that people really think to invest in the offense. Hell no. Hell, I would be pissed. If we moved Waller for offensive pieces, I would be pissed. I'm not going to lie. I'd be pissed. That would be frustrating. My mistake, Derek Brown. Okay. Hammer, I don't think they're going to move him. I don't think they're going to move him at all. I seen the article already, and the Carolina Panthers are finally making some smart decisions, and they got rid of CMC, which was very smart. I feel like they should have done that a long time ago. And they're keeping their core young guys, DJ Moore, Derek Brown, Brian Burns, and JC Horn. And I believe there's an offensive lineman that they got that's young they're keeping. So they're not going to move Derek Brown. They're being smart. But one person on Carolina, Hammer House, and we talked about this guy last year, Matthew Ioannidis. Matthew Ioannidis got signed by the Panthers. He got signed by the Panthers, and look, he's on a one-year deal. I feel like we can get – and the fact that the Panthers are really basically rebuilding, right? They're just keeping their young core. Why not take a flyer, go get Matthew Ioannidis, send a late-round pick to him, and do what we got to do and have him come in here and help the interior of this defense. I feel like we can get Matthew Ioannidis for the low if we call Carolina because they just want to keep their young core players. So maybe not the D tackle in Derek Brown, but maybe the D tackle in Matthew Ioannidis. He used to be on the Washington Commanders. This year, he signed as a free agent to the Panthers. So maybe, I don't know. We the People says Merrick tried to jump around and whiffed. He proceeds to jog. Nope, you're sitting on the bench for the rest of the – yeah, bro. I ain't going to lie, 707. I seen that. I seen that, bro. When he started jogging, I was like, bro, could you not catch that tight end, Merrick? Why are you jogging? I don't know. That was kind of disappointing. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, the Jets D tackle. I don't know if the Jets are gonna let him go, especially because the Jets are doing well. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think right now they'd be in a position to where they're gonna want to let him go. You know, if it's Q Williams, we can't get him for just Waller. Yeah, Williams is a dog, but I don't think the Jets will let him go. You know, they're kind of turning that corner. We kind of have to take advantage of a team that wants to let people go. I don't think the Jets would want to let people go right now. Yeah, Brees Hall tore his ACL. Yeah, man, he did. You know, unfortunately, he did, and I hope he bounces back. And that's why I'm trying to hit people up to trade me Michael Carter because he should be able to get some more reps in. Because I need a running back in one of my fantasy leagues. Bad. I think Merrick is still dealing with that hip injury. JC, I did see a comment that made a lot of sense, and I'm glad you brought this up because I haven't. And the fact that he's been out with a hip injury. He comes back, and people have been saying he's basically been playing hurt, and that's why he hasn't been able to move that well. And that with this comment should go with We the People. This comment definitely goes with it because you think about this, having a hip injury and then seeing Merrick whiff on jumping a route and jog, it kind of shows you that maybe he is dealing with an injury, and he is playing with an injury. So, maybe we need to give some type of – he says, F that, I'm benching him. Maybe we need to give him some leeway. That's all I'm saying. Maybe we give him a little bit of leeway. Let me catch up to the chat, though, because there's a bunch of comments, and I need to catch up because I'm getting just slightly behind. Hold up, Prez. Oh, y'all talking to each other in the chat. Was it me, or did y'all see Adams ask DC if he should line up on the left or the right side? Oh, man, where was that at, bro? Get that clip. I got to see that. I didn't see that one. I'll be honest. I didn't see that one. Somebody said, I want Derek Brown, Carolina. Yeah, they're not trading him, bro. They put an article out, already put an article out saying Carolina is not trading them. Right here. And this is another thing, guys. This is another thing. The Panthers were offered 2 first-round picks. 2 first-round picks for Brian Burns, and they denied it. And here's the article. I want to bring it up real quick because I know some people do want Derek Brown. But check out this article real quick. And just so we can get an idea of kind of trade bait and what's going on out there. This is the last week of the trade deadline. Well, let's start here. Sources, Panthers rejected offer of 2 first-round picks for Brian Burns, guys. rejected 2 first-round picks for Brian Burns. And then here down in the article, it says Carolina also informed inquiring teams. Let me pull this up a little more. Carolina also informed inquiring teams that it is not trading wide receiver DJ Moore, defensive lineman Derek Brown, cornerback J.C. Horn, all of whom the Panthers view as foundational players. So let's just, I'm not trying to be a downer or anything, but it doesn't seem like we'll be able to grab Derek Brown, which would be lovely. We all want to bring in Derek Brown. Element Pro, my guy, he says, hey, Ray, didn't I just tell you we need defense and you tried to flame me a few days ago about getting deep? Nah, I don't know. You're going to have to clip that. Clip that. Let me know. What was you saying about defense? What was you saying about defense? Because I've always wanted defense. I'm not sure what you mean by that. I think maybe if you were talking about the defense needs to be better, I don't know, because I think we have too high of expectations for the defense right now. Sign a CB. Lamonte, what CB free safety and D tackle would you want to sign right now? Like, who would move the needle for you? Who would come onto this team that we would sign that would make it better? Who do you think is available that would be able to do that? Let me know down in the comments, guys. Trade Waller for Jair Alexander from the Packers and a second-round pick. So you're saying send a second and Waller for Jair, or send Waller for Jair in a second? I don't know if they trade Jair. I don't know if they trade Alexander. I don't know if they trade him. I don't know if they trade him yet. Ray, do you think we could put up 40 on the Saints like the Cardinals did? I don't know, because the Cardinals defense is pretty dope. The Cardinals defense is flashy. They're fast. I like the way they built it. And they had got two pick sixes back to back. So it's like, I don't know if we can actually score 40 on them. Are you asking the team if we'll put up 40 or if the offense will put up 40? I don't really know. You know what I mean? We'll see what happens, though. We'll see what happens. The Saints don't look too pretty. The Saints don't look too pretty. Our young defensive players have not been giving any favors. This is our third defense in 3 years, just like Carr. These guys have not gotten consistency. Every year they are learning a new wow. Wow, Chris H. That's 100% facts, bro. That's 100% facts. You get Paul Guenther for a few years, and then you bring in Gus Bradley, and then the very next year you bring in Patrick Graham. And Patrick Graham has a very multiple scheme. He has more of a confusing scheme like a Paul Guenther did. So, man, it's crazy. Element for real, he did. Hold on. He says, got a witness, Ray. You know you messed up. He said, you know you messed up, right? I don't remember that. When have I ever talked about the defense being good enough to where we never needed to add players? I'm trying to figure that one out. You're gonna definitely have to inform me. What was the subject at hand? I said, dude, 2 D tackles in the chat. Brown from Jacksonville and Jackson from the Browns. Don't know the math though. Brown from Jacksonville. Okay, Brown from Jacksonville. That's different. I'll definitely have to look into that one, bro. I'll definitely have to look into that one. Is it Monteric Brown? No, that's a cornerback. Brown, D tackle. Malcolm Brown. Oh, you talking about Malcolm Brown? Yeah, I don't really know much about this dude. Yeah, I don't. I'll be honest. I don't know too much about this guy. Oh, no, he ain't even on the team. They said they released him. Yeah, I don't really know anything about a Brown from Jacksonville. Jackson from the Browns. Who's that? Malik? Element Pro. I need to see what Element Pro is talking about, though, man. Brian Burns balled out. Yeah, Brian, they ain't let him go. 2 first-round picks. That's crazy. So how much is Z going to give Josh F.U. Jacobs? It's going to be a tough one, bro. That's going to be interesting to see. Raiders correct. Brown will never get moved until his talent has diminished. Yeah, I don't see that moving. Element Pro, I need to see that, man. He over here laughing, but he ain't telling me. He said Ray suffering from memory loss all of a sudden. Hold on. So y'all trying to call me out. Y'all just seen earlier I was fine with it, but now all of a sudden y'all ain't trying to tell me. See, people tagging me on Twitter and shit. Man, why y'all always gotta tag me on Twitter on some crazy, man? Yo, we were hitting the hour and a half mark though, y'all. Element Pro ain't trying to say nothing. He ain't trying to say nothing. He got a coattail right now. He ain't trying to say nothing. Y'all boys killing me. Trade Farrell, we are not going to extend his contract being a first-round draft selection, but who wants him and what they trade? Nothing there. Yeah, I feel you, man. Element Pro gonna have to remind me. He'll probably remind me on Instagram. But let's go ahead and jump into this giveaway, bro. I gotta think. Let's come up with a good question. And y'all know how we do giveaways. We're going to come up with a question. Raider Lux, I see you, brother. He says DeForest Buckner. I don't know if we could get DeForest Buckner, but if we can, I'd love to. Is he healthy though? Is DeForest Buckner completely healthy? Is DeForest Buckner completely healthy? He's solid right now. Okay, it says DeForest Buckner heating up. He's solid. Colts matchup. Okay. Let's see what DeForest. What do they say about DeForest Buckner? Yep, DeForest Buckner. Maybe he might be available. That might be someone we need to go after, man. Most definitely, yo. But what's the question we gonna do in this one? What's the question we gonna do for the giveaway, baby? Let's see. Question: what quarterback in the draft do you think should lead the Raiders to the Super Bowl? Nah, it's usually a history question, man. Let's think about it. What have we done? Okay. Okay, let's see. How are we gonna come up with a good question? Let's see. Maybe a question about the defense. We'll do a question. Matter of fact, Josh Jacobs did so well. We'll do a question about the running backs, maybe. Damn. Let's see. Give me a moment. I gotta come up with a good one, man. Let's see. Okay. This is gonna probably be easy because you guys probably been hearing about it. Okay, so Josh Jacobs, right? So Josh Jacobs. I think we're talking about what the focus should be over the bye. Look, you don't even remember, bro. How you gonna sit up here and tell me how you gonna sit here and tell me something and then you don't even remember yourself? Quit it, man. Get that out of here, man. That boy wild. I got some brand new pro clubs who want. Hey, that boy crazy. That boy got the pro clubs. All right, let's get it. This is the question, guys. This is the question. Let me type it up so everybody has a fair chance because maybe they don't understand me, whatever the case may be. But I got the question for you guys. Let me type it up real quick. Last running back to rush for 3 consecutive 100-yard games. It's probably an easy one, y'all. So y'all better be on it. The first one to answer this. Oh, there's a winner. Winner, chicken dinner. Winner, chicken dinner. Already. Let me wait a little bit because let's see. Pro clubs on deck. You a fool. We're gonna have to do a pro club. We're gonna have to do a pro club giveaway on Farrell's channel or something. Oh my goodness. Hey, we're not. This is the last running back to rush for 3 consecutive. This is not including Josh Jacobs, y'all. Like, I think that is implied. That's implied, guys. It's not a trick question. I'm not gonna bullshit y'all. It's implied. And we got a winner already. I wanted to give y'all some time, but our winner is where's it at? Where's our winner at, man? Where's our winner at? It's Napoleon Kaufman. It's Napoleon Kaufman. Richard Schneider. Napoleon Kaufman is the last one to do it. Supposedly is the last one to do it. Yes. It was Napoleon Kaufman, man. Richard Schneider was the first one to say Napoleon Kaufman. Appreciate everybody that did participate. Let me go ahead and bring it up. Let me go ahead and bring this up for you guys real quick. Let me go ahead and bring this up for you guys real quick so I can show you. Here it is. Boom. Shout out to Richard Schneider. Everybody give congratulations to Richard Schneider, man. Give a congrats to our Raider Nation, brother. Winning a redemption hat. Someone said Justin Fargas. You cannot make this up, bro. I know somebody trolling. I know somebody is trolling, bro. That is crazy. Yo, Mr. Dick said Kaufman was used to baby oil his arms like Carl was doing. That boy crazy. Said, why you capping? It was Trey Regas. But let's go ahead and hop into it, man. Right here. He also became the first Raiders running back to rush for over 100 yards in 3 straight games since Napoleon Kaufman in 1997. Napoleon Kaufman in 1997, guys. Yes, sir. That's how we get it, baby. Let's get it. Congrats to Richard Schneider. Winner, chicken dinner. Shout out to Schneider, my guy. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Appreciate that, man. Justin Fargas, y'all just damn well. But if y'all can, make sure to hit that like button, guys. We went over a little bit longer. We usually do an hour, but as you guys know, we do Good Morning Nation every single Monday at 8:45 Pacific Standard Time in the morning. Good Morning Nation. Obviously, the name says it in itself. Make sure to pull up, y'all. We was deep today. We usually do an hour, but we did an hour and a half today. Shout out to Richard Schneider for winning the giveaway for the redemption hat. Make sure to hit me up on, matter of fact, make sure to hit me up on Instagram, Schneider. Hit me up on Instagram and also hit me up on, if you don't have it, or I think you do have Instagram, if I'm not mistaken. But if you don't, make sure to hit me up on Twitter if you have Twitter. If not, then just hit my email from my YouTube contact. And I'll make sure to get your address and send it out to you, brother. I'll make sure to do that. Justin Gandy says, Ray, you look like Myrick. Bro, I used to get that all the time, bro. I used to get that all the time. Raider Ray pulled up on us. Shout out to Pharaoh and Raider Ray in the building, man. Make sure you guys go follow Raider Ray as well as our guy, Pharaoh NFL. Make sure to go follow them. Put out plenty of content, fire content. Element Pro says, I'm going to let you move on, but defense and play calling was my comment. Maybe you thought I only meant they need to play better. Okay. So you weren't talking about improving the defense as far as like adding players, like we needed to add players. You was talking about, okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, we did get into that, bro. We did get into that. But it was the way you said it, though. You said that I didn't agree with the fact that we needed to improve the defense, which is a damn lie. You said it differently, though. The way you said it was crazy, bro. The way you said it was crazy. Yes, sir. He said, I did get you on that. Yeah, you did. Most definitely. You wanted the defense to improve in the bye and what we needed to work on. That's exactly right. You're 100% correct, bro. But, yo, shout out to everybody. Don't forget, check out Redemption Brand if y'all do want to check out some gear. Check out Redemption Brand. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter, guys, at Rate the Tape. You know what it is. We dropping videos. Probably going to be going live once again this evening, and he may be talking to Sanjeet if he wants to pull up, man. If he does, it should be a fire show. Stay tuned for that. Remember, every Monday, Good Morning Nation. Shout out to everybody that pulled up. Shout out to everybody that subscribed, that liked the video. Shout out to Element Pro for getting on me. And until next time, guys, Rate the Tape. Peace.